So I'm going to talk about a French nymph setup, and the most important fly on most heavyweight nymph rigs is the point fly, which is the fly which fishes on the bottom. Now this is one of my own special tyings. It's called a polyphytus, and basically a tungsten bead is mounted on a pin which is then shaped with a pair of pliers. It's about a 45-degree angle, and that's whipped onto the hook. Now the reason for that is it makes the hook point fish hook point up, and when we're fishing nymphs along the bottom, this prevents, it certainly lessens the degree of foul-ups or accidentally hooking tree branches, etc. on the bottom. Now if you're doing these techniques and you're doing them properly, then you should be doing that. Every stream and every angler will have a different opinion of how best is to fish these weighted flies in water. You'll see some anglers prefer a more across approach, and some prefer to fish more upstream. Today I'm going to be fishing predominantly upstream. It's quite a small stream, and in the quieter areas of the stream there's not really very much flow. It's only right in the heads of the stream where we're getting any flow. The river's very, very low. I'll talk a little bit about the technique, because it's a technique that's surrounded by an immense amount of mystery, as with all new techniques. And there's nothing particularly clever about what we're doing. What we're actually doing is controlling the depth and pace of nymphs fished upstream of us using a long rod. This is a 10-foot rod, but it's a very light rod. It's only a 2 to 3 weight. This is a very, very tactile method, so we should be feeling as well as visually seeing the takes. Now I've just tied that dry fly on up there for the sake of the camera. Hopefully you can see that. I'll keep my eye on that all the time as it bobbles down and the flies bump along the bottom. If I see a sudden indication, a sudden movement in the dry fly I've tied on, that will indicate to me that a fish has taken the nymph, and I have to react quickly. Now, a French leader is a long camouflage leader that's about 10 meters in length, and it's tapered. On these soft rods they take a bit of a while to get control very good, but eventually with practice you can put the nymphs at long range ahead of you in the stream exactly where you want to on the current seams, and it's a very, very interesting and a very good method of catching many smaller wild fish. Occasionally you do get a larger fish on it, which is always nice. I go to my dropper fly. This is often the catching fly on these nymph rigs. This is also tied polyphytus style, and this is a pheasant tail variant. It's amazing how many of the how many anglers use variants of common flies. So pheasant tail variant's probably in most anglers' box. An excellent fly, and on the point, tied on this nice handmade Czechoslovakian barbless hook, I have a olive nymph. There's a few olives coming off, a beatus nymph. Of course, this is many times larger than the natural nymph, but as fish often have eyes bigger than their bellies, that doesn't matter too much. Let's give the technique a try in this nice looking bit of water.